the vibe. Yeah, I got my orange and my red, but it's definitely a warm day today. It's a warm color day.
I can tell you're so excited.
Yeah. But that's because I applied my teaching of yesterday. I had to do the washing up. And so I just had fun. And because I'd just been speaking to Sir earlier.
Yeah, I'm looking at your hairdo.
I sent him a picture, and that was to do with, that's because we're going underground. We're going to Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, it's a bow. I can't see straight yet.
It's a bow. It's a bow.
Oh.
But that's part of the reason. Yeah, no, I just sent him a little picture this morning. And so I knew what part of my anatomy he was thinking about. And I did my washing up like that, and it was fun.
Oh my goodness.
Not a naughty part. I mean, just a very nice part. But it was hilarious. So, you know, you've got to find ways of having a great session of washing up and cleaning your kitchen. Because it means your kitchen's going to be sparkly and beautiful and wonderful. Which
interesting you brought that up. I feel like that's what's going on with me. Did you see
Yeah.
my message?
Yeah, cleaning out the kitchen. Well, it would be, wouldn't it? That's what we're doing. We're cleaning out the kitchen. So today, the whole thing that we've kind of, the story that we're building, which is one that many of us share, is this idea of, we talk about source energy kind of coming from beyond to us, but of course it isn't really. But in terms of our physical little human body, because we intrinsically understand we're more than that. So we imagine it coming into us, sort of, and we always, you know, crown chakra and all that stuff, you know, it's coming from above. It isn't really, but anyway, that's how we experience it. And then we've got the earth at our feet. And we've had this matrix holographic overlay of technology and all kinds of zillions of transmitted signals, radar, all of the different electromagnetic frequencies for telecommunications, the ones we don't know about, all the smart meter transmissions, endless different frequencies making up this matrix overlay and all the conditioning stuff. And underneath is the real true earth, who's been limited, wanting to come up and through us. And so we're this two-way portal from below and from above. And that's why you get, you know, these two triangles that we know in so many pieces of symbology, or you have the hourglass symbol, just endless. The Vesica Pisces, even that is the same thing of coming through from both directions. You know, it's something that it's in every single energetic story around our planet. So because we're in this time of awakening and enlivening, I thought, why don't we see what we can do about it? Can we, you and I, and then anyone else who wants to join in and play on their own, can we see if just by being in a certain state, we can increase that marriage of the earth essence awakening and quickening through the connection to what we call source energy, the entire creation field? Can we do anything in our capacity as our little beings, our little bodies, our big beings? And I thought that would be quite a fun experiment to do. We could go into our etheric bodies that we're calling our soul room, because it's nice to have a kind of mind frame to be able to work with. So Carrie's got a very beautiful soul room, and I have one, and it always changes. There's always new things. She has a beautiful horse now in there. I have a bunch of cute furry animals who come and say hello to me. And I thought, if we go into our etheric spaces, which really means we're just going into our soul, accessing our greater self, and then experiment with contacting consciously the full presence and vitality of the earth, and contacting consciously. Yes, that just hit me. This is a good thing. It's going to be fun. I'm going to get quite warm with this. Same way of what we call the downloading of source energy through us, that higher, we call it higher because it's just up in the air. portal downwards and see what happens when we bring the two together. So I would suggest we start with creating a construct in our soul rooms of how we're going to enable, allow, and encourage the true essence spirit of this planet that we're living on and in to come through to us. Because to be honest, everybody, no one really knows the actual shape of her. And there's a lot going on with that one too. So what are you getting, Carrie? Because I know you'll be getting this.
Well, I've been going through stuff with the Lionsgate portal, and I feel like I'm cleaning out the war that has been lodged inside me. And so I was getting right away a spinning downward of energy from up above, which is very nice. It looks like Christmas tree lights, you know. Kind of just wrapping nice and snug around me. It's a happy feeling. What else? I think it's going to be extremely powerful. And I've been feeling my second chakra today. It's this morning. It's been very blocked up, evidently. So looking forward to, I know that is very much a Mother Earth thing, a place where we give birth and we're creative. So I'm looking forward to exploring that. That's about all.
Okay. So we're going to go into our spaces first. And then let's say, because this is always fun, okay, because we have our mind, we're going to go into our spaces first. And then let's say, because this is always fun, okay, because we have our mind that you and I are conversing with right now, and then we have much bigger, wider frame of intelligence available to us. So we play with that because that's fun. You get surprised and delighted that way. So let's say that when we get, let's do the countdown from 10, because it's fun. When we get down to the 0, in our soul room is an enhanced facility of whatever kind you want it to be. It could be like in Alice in Wonderland, see, my homage to Alice. It could be a little drink me. It could be a piece of it could be a piece of raw earth. It could be the face of the earth. It could be anything you want. However, its job is, its reason for being is that it is there to enable us to fully connect with the presence, the true vital soul essence of our planet. And we are going to experience that. So once we count down to 0, we will then probably describe what we're experiencing, seeing, feeling, hearing, smelling, touching, whatever. And then we're kind of going to let it rip, not in a bad way. We're going to let it blossom. Yes, careful of that one. We've both maybe gone through that. Careful that we're going to let it move through us, conduct through us. And when we get to a state that we feel that that's a good transitional state, then we're going to add the higher, the other, I don't know, higher, lower, hierarchical nonsense, the other essence of the greater self, the source energy moving through us, so that this massive portal connection is made through us. Okay, so you ready? Because I'm going to do the countdown. I can feel it's already zipping up, isn't it? The energy. Okay. Oh, very fun. Okay. So when we get to 0, everybody, Carrie and I will be in our soul room, our soul space, and then we'll experience something and we'll describe it to you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 now. Mary, do you want to describe what you're experiencing, or shall I?
I just, my enhanced room is like some Egyptian goddess temple
Mhm.
with I don't know if it's Egyptian. I get the it's kind of like I went on when you said one, I was playing with your numbers and it came up immediately in pink and red. So pink and red, I started pink and red all over my place, and it turned into like a you know beautiful wall hangings, and it looked exotic like a temple would, and pillows. And I thought, oh, this is a goddess temple place where all the ladies stay, and then I'm like, oh, well, it's got to have beautiful marble and stone, and especially a beautiful hot tub. No, wait, a natural mineral hot tub where the waters flow in, and we bathe in them. And so that's where I was when you asked me.
Nice, very nice. You've gone for the deluxe experience.
Yeah,
I have I wasn't expecting what I got. One of my favorite book series is by Radu Cinema, and it's published by Peter Moon, Blue Sky Publishing. And it's all about what was discovered under the Bucegi Mountains in Romania. And there are not endless, there are specific corridors which move from down below the ancient Sphinx in Bucegi Mountains to many places such as Egypt, Giza, and Tibet and other places. And the technology that was found there was pre-Adamite, the very large humans that were here, probably Anunnaki, but who knows what we really would call them. Extraordinary technology. Anyway, this man, amazing details. And one of the stories, he talks about this other spot not too far from the Bucegi Mountains, where there was a massive gold seam discovered. It's basically a mountain of gold that's just kept hush hush because it would change the whole balance of wealth in the
oh
entire
dear.
world if it was made public. However, in that complex of that mountain, there is a series of chambers, and in one of them, this is all described in his book. This is in the etheric crystal, I believe, actually, maybe an early one. Anyway, one of them. And there's this massive throne in this last room that they're able to access, and a huge big golden throne made of gold. And the extraordinary thing about this room is that, I mean, the room itself is amazing, and the throne itself, extraordinary. However, next to the chair is an opening, and it is literally a portal to another universe. It's like the floor does not exist anymore. And there should, according to the model that we have of what our planet is, if there was a hole, it should be going all the way through the planet and coming out somewhere in, the Pacific Ocean, or maybe touch Australia or New Zealand. But no, this was literally in the floor, and just through it, there was another universe, different star constellations. So that was interesting. And the story was that a boy who had been helping an archaeologist had fallen in, which was a real tragedy, and of course disappeared to us. So that really stuck in my experience because it was so bizarre and extraordinary and strange and just out of this world.
Yeah, so wait, this was a real physical hole. I was thinking just a dimensional hole.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a real physical and dimensional hole of some kind. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Go ahead.
I've just got right now in my soul room, I've got that circle, the central circle that tends to morph into different things. Last time having lovely white sheepskin on it. Now, instead, that's all dropped away. And instead, I can see space and all the stars. And there's a massive hole. It's that diameter. So it's about, let's think, that's about, I don't know, 24 foot, maybe something like that diameter, that I've got this kind of space, but it's kind of, I haven't put myself in the space yet. I'm just seeing it. So I don't know the scale. Anyway, it's this very large hole, and you can just see into stars. And then from that, I can see this sort of radial pattern, which is also made of gold, funnily enough, And it's like, you know, when you get a stylized image of the sun and you have like funny rays coming out of it. In this case, instead of one big broad ray, you'd have, say, 4 prongs for a ray. So it looks like maybe 4 concentric golden circles around this space. It feels quite almost like it's metal. It's got some kind of shimmery, vital sense about it, like gold. And then these radiating prongs out from it. So it's a circular structure that I'm experiencing. And I was like, what's that then? And it seemed to be, from the answer I was getting, it's the creative consciousness field of the planet. So in a way, that which we think exists and is solid and is factual is not, because the earth is a creative consciousness field. So that's what I've got myself into right now.
Holy cow.
Yeah, kind of fun.
Now, you changed your, you were giving so many details of your vision. I really don't know what the heck you were describing. A sun with 4 rings with spiky rays coming out, 4 rays.
So a massive hole in the middle, right? Massive hole where you can see through to the stars.
Oh, in the middle of the sun or in the middle of your apartment?
In the middle of the sun, right? It's in the middle of my soul room. This whole thing is in the middle of my soul room, right? Bang in the middle of my soul room where I have that circular thing. Instead of the circular thing is this massive hole. And around the edge of the hole, and it's like the walls of my soul room are kind of dissolved as well, are these bands of gold, and then these radial pronged bands of gold out. So it's like that's the holding structure of this consciousness field that seems to be the planet. And it was like, oh, why are you just space? And why is it space? It's like, because it's everything is a construct anyway. So this is like the etheric level of the planet, I suppose, the energy construct field. Now, whoa, I have to close my eyes because that's kind of big. Yes, it must be that, because that was a big kind of rush of energy. So that's what I've got tapped into. So now, how about you have a little, are you in that beautiful bath still, or you kind of
still trying to see your room?
Okay, let me just put a porthole into yours, but I don't want to disturb your loveliness.
Mine was just getting started. Now there's a waterfall, I'm seeing it now. There's a waterfall. That must be you coming in.
Yeah, well, it's because we boost each other's signal. That's how it works. That's what's fun to do with 2 people.
Yeah.
So it's well, now mine has got a slight, interestingly, that's funny, it's got a slight waterfally edge now between the circular centric rings and the hole. It's like, when they show the flat earth in a joke form, when they have literally a flat globe, and then they have that kind of like waterfall off the edge when they make flat earthers. It's kind of like that, but the other way round, because this is a hole. So I've just got like the energetic framework of these gold concentric rings, and then put a slight waterfall kind of going down into space. So it's like, oh my god, it's like those what was the TV show where they always went through those circular portals to different dimensions, planets?
Time something, Lost in Time.
Yeah, I think there were 3 spin-off programs. Do you know that circular, it was always a circular
Lost in Space.
Okay, I bet it is.
Doctor Who?
No, not, well, Doctor Who's got its own things, but no, an American series, and 3 series were made of it, and they always go through these circular portals to different places, and they're the kind of ones that were found in Iraq and so on, so and Antarctica and so on. That's sort of what it looks like, that the planet itself is like a portal. She herself is a portal, kind of like we are. Kind of makes sense on that energy level. Ooh, yes.
Wow, I've never heard talk quite like this.
No, nor have I, but we'll find out what goes on.
You're just a little encyclopedia, aren't you?
Well, I'm not. I mean, yes, I am, and so are you, because all we're doing is just saying, let's just open the book.
Okay. Wow.
Which is far more fun, isn't it? Because we can't get to libraries these days with any good books, so turn on the tap.
Being in a meditation space and letting you just take me for a ride. Go ahead.
Now, in your beautiful setup, can you ask, look, find out, know, decide, you choose any of those, what is going to give you this particular ability to feel the presence and vitality and quickening energy of the new earth through you?
Well, I'll tell you, when we began this, instantaneously, before you even counted down, I had a section of my soul room that was, nice dark soil with thick grass on it. And I just crawled down underneath like it was, I just lifted the grassy area up and just enveloped myself in the soil. And I was like, oh, I need to be here wrapped in Mother Earth like this in the soil. Carlos Castaneda talked about, when Don Juan would have him buried in the dirt, to heal and to bring him back into his real self or whatever. So it's kind of like I just wanted to lay there like it was a blanket of sod wrapped all around my body. Like, yes, this is what I need.
So how about if you with your mind, because you might not be able to see it if you're in that lovely earth blanket, what's underneath you that's giving you information and empowerment? What is what can you see underneath there? So I tell you what I see.
Please.
So I saw, and the wording was that everyone can call this to themselves. So I saw a whole bunch of crystals kind of going,
oh, nice. Of course.
Yeah, because sometimes the microphone cuts out when I do funny voices. And they were different colors. So they, we're normally used to seeing a bunch of crystals growing together of the same kind, but these were like a little bit, imagine the Giant's Causeway in Ireland, where you see these beautiful, faceted large crystals that have just been blunted off, but basalt crystals. But imagine if it's like a giant kind of quartz, but these faceted crystals are nestled together, but they're different, slightly different heights, slightly different colors, and they're kind of just like, woo, growing up towards you, the transmitter signals. And what are they transmitting, Carrie? What are they bringing through to you?
They're bringing through to me a frequency of purity.
I got the phrase soul sound. Soul
sound. Ooh, sound. Wow.
But that's the frequency of purity is a sound. It's just what quality your ears are tuned to, isn't it? So you're yeah. Because
go ahead.
Everything is a sound, essentially. It's just whether you've got to fit the frequency. We have little ears, and there must be bigger ears, different kinds of ears, different kinds of hearing of different frequency ranges. Just like different machines will pick up different frequencies that we can't, or a dog can pick up different frequencies we can't. So what I've been feeling through this. What is it bringing to you? What is it giving to you? What's happening here?
Well, I'm again down in my second chakra, and what I'm feeling today and now is just this clearing out of everything that is negative and fighting, and what's the word, going against the purity. And I'm just sensing this clean, pure, as you were talking cleaning earlier, essence of me, which is without scarring, without damage, that stops accepting all of that as part of me. It's not part of me. And that I have to be attuned to this part of me, to bring in the higher frequency new earth that we're all wanting, which is free of all of that debris. And so it is definitely a sense of me without the garbage.
Yeah, rejuvenation, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Several years ago, 2000 it was, I had this interesting dream that was so powerful that I never forgot it. And it was really that time when I was waking up out of the dormant torpor I'd allowed myself to be in, not having enough happiness. Well, I had happiness, of course, because I had beautiful children, but a lot of me was being shut off. So that was this kind of like, more things have to be turned on right now. So this amazing dream was, I was in front of a castle keep. And now in Britain and throughout Europe, we find these square but usually circular castle keeps where everyone would retreat to when there was an invasion. So you get these tall towers, which are quite broad, really thick walls at the bottom, and 5-6 stories high, little windows. So in this dream, I moved through one of these Gothic arched windows. It was so ancient that no glass, of course, in there or anything. And I found myself on a tiny little ledge, just a foot wide, 30 centimeters for all you Europeans. And in the middle of this tower was nothing. So I was high up, and it was dark, although there was some light because I could see that it was dark, if you see what I mean. And I just come through this window, and I was standing on this ledge, tiny, just enough to fit my feet and me against the wall. I'd moved away from the window. And the dream was telling me, step into the space, into the nothingness, go out there and step out. And I was like, what are you talking about, you crazy kooks? And so in the end, though, I did. And I walked out over nothing, and I stood in the middle of nothing, and I just kind of quietly twirled about, very quietly, and I was just there, and I was in that central space, and I was fine. And that was the end of that dream. So the reason I bring that one up is because right now, what I realized what was happening while you were recounting your story, I was listening and then seeing what was going on with my experience. And I found myself in the center of that big hole, just floating there. It's like, okay, this is interesting. This is really interesting. So why am I there? And then I was telling myself, I like to say that rather than shown, because we keep saying there's some kind of external authority that tells us things. It's like, fuck off. We can be the angelic level if we want to be. We can be telling it because we are part of God. So stop putting some other ascended master in the way. It's just our information. So I like to just bring that. Anyway, and it was saying, because we are creating our own reality, and this is the state we're in. We are creating the future of this planet with every thought we create. We are creating it. And that's why this story of the switched on, tuned in, turned on, tapped in beings who've come here who said, we know we can remember harmony and love and beauty and nature and the glory of that. And we're here to get that restored. And so it's like us, we guys, that's what we're doing. We're right in the middle of a space, creating something that isn't there unless we create it. So Earth is what we create it to be. We kind of all know that, consciousness fields, that it truly, that's what I'm experiencing. So there I am. This energy field is the fenergy yield, the energy field. And it's just like, yeah, and what you allow through your directions of your mind and the creative pathways you bring in there, when you're in that space, and when you're also then in connection with the universal life force of all, that which we call God or source, that's how it spins into reality, and that's how you build it. So that's what I got there. how about we go and get that next level, the next part of it? People say Mother Earth, Father God. Well, hey, but we're just talking polarities here. So there's pluses and minuses, ions, and positively, negatively charged. That's all we're talking about here. We're different essences and entities. But how about allowing through full version, I don't want to say force, full version of source through us that we have the capacity to allow through, and experience what now happens when we are fully open as ourselves to the universal life force energy of God, creator, prime creator, and in connection with this lovely being of planet Earth, and see what happens. How do you think about that or feel about that, Carrie?
Pretty awesome. I said when you talked about the crystals underneath, and I started feeling the heart of Earth like pulsing through those crystals.
Yeah, even making it light up.
Oh, I don't even want to talk. I just want to feel it. It's going into my heart. Oh, it's just I don't even know how to describe it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, okay. Right, okay, so just merrily wallow in the nicest possible way in that deliciousness, and let's do a countdown again. And when that countdown has gone down to 0, we will have docked in the full essence of source energy creator that we are enabled to allow through our bodies. And we're talking physical body here, and we're talking etheric body. We're talking both kind of bodies, all kinds of bodies. So obviously we're not going to do anything that will in any way damage ourselves. It's just what our capacity is, what we can feel and experience in this beingness of being human. So once I count down, we're going to have that docked in, and then we're going to see what we know and feel and decide and experience. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oops, burped. 2. That's because the energy's so heavy it pressed on my stomach. 2. 1, 0. Now I'm getting that when we're in this state, that if we look at nature, whether it's pictures of nature or nature in our minds, nature in a book, in a description, nature coming through our own envisionments for projects or beauty or how the world we believe should be, that if we do that visioning in this space of structural coupling between the source energy field, which is the universal infinite source energy field, and the specific energy field of the earth within which we are harbored, that's when our visions can be set alight, come to life, enchanted. And if we are moved to write a song about it, to make a story, to make collages, to paint, to draw, to speak about it, to build models, anything that is a creative in some form expression of that which we see, feel, and now know, we are bringing this essence into reality. And obviously, during that process, you want to be in the place of beauty and glory and connectedness and all things working in a harmonious way together. And if you feel a bad thought about something bad that's happened to the earth, to the planet, just gently swat it away, a little gnat in the summer, and see if you can re-establish your focus back to the vision and just feel it kind of expanding out of your vision as you have this connection of, because I can feel the heaviness. It's always heavy in my body. I don't know why. I think it's just trying to sort of fit into the 3D form. So the source energy, when it comes in, it's just like sinks down. That's why I burped, because it's like pressure on my stomach. It's like boom. And then connected into the earth field. And that's how we spin out and create these various realities. Carrie, what have you got? Because you're going to have another lovely, wonderful take on it. And it's always so beautiful to have these various versions.
My mind's just been kind of wandering around. I went to kind of zero field, like nothingness. But I was looking out on, vast mountains and landscapes. As you were talking, it's like it came to mind how whenever making love with a man, that I would see visions of nature that were unbelievably beautiful, exquisite, enchanted places that I could always associate between my spirit and his spirit merging together, because nothing I had ever seen before. And I was like, and then I would experience my merging with him, the physical merging, as being from that field, in that field of such exquisite, enchanted beauty. And then I learned later, much later in life, that that's what it is, that we are creating that. We are creating the enchantment and beauty of the earth, and somehow we're part of its manifestation. So there's that. Otherwise, I was kind of just, feeling this like deep peace and quietness inside my body, and just following around what you were saying more. So,
well, it's the same kind of thing. You're saying you're in the 0 point energy field, which
is
exactly, there I am, and standing. Well, I'm not standing. I'm there in the middle of this space, this hole. Yeah. So I'm in literally a 0 point energy field. And then with the coupling of the infinite source energy field through my body into the matrix of the earth energy field, that these images are spinning out, and I see them just like you're talking about these beautiful glories when you experience a coupling, you with the body energy of another human. And in this case, we've allowed us to link physically, literally physically, into the earth field and into infinite source field. And so all of the images, when I was describing to celebrate and to envision the beauty of nature, they're all appearing around me, as I kind of, I can look around and sort of panoramically see it, but it's that same thing of like the infinite possibility of creation that is within this state. And it's not even that we're creating it, we're witnessing what is. It's like it's all there, but we are, our essence of intentional connection is enabling us to witness what is, and by witnessing we create it into our level of being, which is 3-dimensional. Whoa. So I love this idea that we are enabling the projection screen of reality. It's not that we're creating it necessarily, although we are, because we're channels for information to come through from where we've come from before, other places joining into earth. But it's like it's all there, but because we're in conscious state of coupling with it, we then see, feel, hear, taste, smell, and experience it. So it's like the witness process of being a human being. It's almost that's why we're so important, because we're these funny little antenna of witness to the existence of all that's here. And that's why we get to choose our reality, because what we choose to focus on, we witness into reality. And we're putting this, it's like a preference. You go to a bookshop and you choose that one, and that one. You don't choose the whole bookshop. It's what you put your preference, your focus into, is what you encourage. And so that is our job. It's the focus encouragement. we want there to be eternal damnation and hellfire, then whoopity-doo, we're going to have that. If we want beauty and peace and harmony and glory and richness and balance and biodiversity and gorgeous colors and scent and natural rainfall and rich soil and then
Mm.
we do that. So, but it's this understanding our power in the creation process, that it's a witness thing, it's a bringing forth and through, because they're only activated once we brought in the soul, the the full version of source field. So I think it might be quite fun right now to do a little flying up. You've got your cape on, we might need to get our capes or something to go, just to leave for a little bit. We can put a little make sure we have a nice little connection cord that we tie in to in some way to the earth field, so that you're in no danger of leaving her. But it'll be really fun, I think, to go up into the infinite source energy field and just to have a look from a kind of perspective of, what does a human actually do here? What is actually the thing that they do with this witness job stuff? When they say conscious creation and blah, 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 you create your own. Let's just have a little look at what it actually looks like, what is actually happening through the mind, body, spirit of a human. Are you up for that one?
Yeah, I'm actually experiencing a lot.
Tell me, do you want to share?
Yes, but when I try to grab it, it seems to kind of dissipate. Oh, okay. So that thing about being the second chakra pulling my attention today so much is that I am Mother Earth and I am a female, and that second chakra is the Mother Earth creation arena. And to honor Earth, I must honor myself.
Mm.
And
So important.
I am the Earth expressing herself with this body, this dimensional, third dimensional flesh thing. And to remove the division between myself and Earth, and that being alive on Earth equals making love with Mother Nature, like the natives.
I
That's
also
the way
thought, when you were talking about, the womb, essentially, that of course we have the privilege of birthing through our womb. And then there's the mythology of Earth is always about the creativity coming through the female because of that ability to give birth. And so then I was looking across at the men, and I saw the man standing there with his sort of legs apart, standing firmly on the ground. And it was like, well, how does it work for you, this creative principle of allowing through you? And kind of what I experienced was that he takes in all the goodness of the earth. He eats it, and he feels it, but he's taking it into his body. And the sort of, the fact that, okay, guys, sorry, when he ejaculates, the sperm is his it's the symbol of his essence of creativity out into the world. And of course, there is a thing of the man in the female with his sperm bringing seed to create the new children. But also it's important to remember that essence is within the men. And so that's why we talk about that it comes from below and it comes up and out through the realm of the ideas and the action. You imagine if it comes from down below and moves up, your arms would be very powerful, wouldn't they? Because the energy is coming up through and it needs to be expressed out. So of course the men have got big, wonderful, powerful shoulders and arms. That's where the energy is. And their minds love to sometimes burn a little too hot and burn off their hair, with the testosterone, because they're excited about the thoughts. And that's the nature of the man. And the women have got various other different burning things going on in them, but moving the other direction. And it's so lovely and beautiful to kind of honor this difference of masculine and feminine, and to explore that too. I don't know if you've got anything to add to that, because I know how much you love and study this.
One fella said that, the female pyramid has the point at the bottom and the expand and the other 2 points rising up. And he said its energy hit and the invisible energy hits the point like of the yoni and opens up to the spirit. So women are always, reaching up to the spirit with their heart, with their arms. Hallelujah. I want the multidimensional fullness of all that is God and the ethers and all of that. And then the men are the intellect, the knowledge of all that is, or the knowledge of all dimensions and the intelligence of it, and it comes down and hits them.
Okay, I get that completely the other way around. The same way the triangle, but a different story. And just see what you think of this. Remember, we are in a society where the men have been the active ones and trying to hold the power. However, if you talk to any honest man, they're always saying they want to have a closer spiritual connection. So if we put their pyramid with the sharp point on the top and low down, actually they're seeking that. They're seeking the connection of the knowledge. For them, it's harder to get the universal life force inspiration into the body, but that's where their focus is. It's the pyramid is this way for the guy. They actually have an easier time, and just think about it, how the materialization for men has been. The men have been able to create businesses. It was the way we had it built was to enable the masculine to do the business. Yeah, because it was built in that way. So they had their legs firmly on the ground. And where they were seeking was the spiritual awareness, that they found it harder, the ideas, the new intuition. And whenever you find a man with an idea, one idea, it's like, oh, genius. When you have a woman with about a fucking million ideas, it's like, who the fuck is she? What's that about? If you've got the female like this, she is rooted into the ground. It's not that she's seeking source. She's always open to it. She can't help but it. She's planted in the ground. She delivers her goods into the ground. Think of how the women would squat to give birth. And she's always open to the source energy, which means all the inspiration. And that's why throughout the centuries, the women have received the ideas and inspired the men, and the men have gone and done it with their muscles in the masculine structure of doing and being, because it's not very fun to go and always have to barter your point. If you're a female, you want to be able to be feminine and soft, so this, I think he's got it the wrong way around, because so much distortion in the masculine mind of, there's so much sort of victimization, like, oh, poor us. And they don't realize what they had in this structure that was built for them, that the world was built for the men to do whatever they wanted in the structure we've been living in. They had their feet on the ground, and we had our entrance point to the ground through what we delivered to it, but we were always open to the spirit. And that's why it's harder for a female to create her own empire unless she abandons her femininity and becomes the masculine, because of the way. So I would reverse that. It's the same pyramids, but the reasoning behind it is different.
To me, it sounded the same.
No, because you said that the man is open. You said the man is open to all the infinite idea of the cosmos, and it's not true. If you look at the way the structure of our world is created, I said, if one man has one idea, he's celebrated as a genius. If a woman has one idea, no one even notices. If she has 10,000 ideas, no one notices. If she has 2 million, maybe she's a genius. She's always open.
Right. Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because she's always open.
She's like this, her triangle is this way.
Yeah.
And so she is always, like this with spirit, reaching. I use the word reaching, but you're just, okay, well, it's always there. It's the same thing for me. We're open this way and receiving like this. It's like the energy hits and expands up from the earth, because the earth is reaching up into the infinite oneness of all, of the freedom of the air. She is solid.
It's just the language you used was the language I've heard so much from the patriarchy of reaching implies an activity and action, and the woman doesn't need to reach, she is. But it's because the patriarchy had to find language of control, because they only had access here to a small part. If you think about the the non-human influence of our planet, they were the ones that disconnected themselves, so they couldn't receive new information intuitively because they weren't connected to source strongly, so they always had to use others. And think about back in history, it's always, you know, the inspiration has come through the female and then enactioned by the men, and that's the beauty of it. That's how it's supposed to be. But if you get a guy saying, oh, we're, you know, we have all the ideas and we are constructing it all, that's just fucking nonsense. It really is just nonsense. The pyramid
But
is
they love their intellect.
yeah, and they love it
love
because
their
they
intellect.
didn't know what they were, because the females didn't know what they were, and that's why we were all desperately trying to put big padded shoulders on us in the 80s and the 90s, and be as meaner than the men were, and that masculinity. And that's why, you know, all of the Disney cartoons are all about females with weapons, because everything has been
masculizing the females.
totally distorted. That's why the men feel so miserable about themselves, because they don't know the true beauty of what they are, that they are there as an antenna to receive the ideas that are being received. So if the man can be the mouthpiece to the brilliant ideas coming, surrounding him by the feminine, I know someone like that. We know someone like that. He is a brilliant focused mouthpiece for that. It's not necessarily that it's all coming from him. He's just there as a receiver, really good receiver to it. And it's coming in from all these feminine spiritual awarenesses of what needs to come in. And they're planted so well on the ground, which means the women have only got this little, you know, triangle, and they can give the child out to the earth, but it's trickier to bring her stuff into the earth. He's planted there. He can do the action. He can say, yes, and now we take this brilliant stuff, we're going to make the stuff. So yeah, exactly. I just wanted to,
and we transfer the vision here, and the men receive it. It works out so beautifully when it's working.
Yeah, when we know our strengths, and it's like, yay, what a cool party, you know. We are okay. Are you ready to go up and go flying up into source energy?
And what's our intention again?
We're going to have a look down at this materialization process and see what it's like when a human being is manifesting, when a human being is creating reality. We're going to have a look at that. Okay. Yeah. Have you got your cord just nicely tied, just to make sure that we can find our way back? You might want to do something about that.
Silver cord.
Yeah, I've got
a
rainbow cord. I've just lassoed to my the golden grid that was around my massive hole. So I've got that. I can always it's I don't know.
Wait a minute, are we jumping into the hole or flying up?
No, we're flying up. We're flying up. We're flying up into source energy field, the infinite creation field, which means we're going to be we're going to be leaving the earth field so that we can experience, because right now we've got both activated, fully activated, and we're going to just say thank you so much. Just for now, we're just going to leave you, darling earth, your presence, and we're going to just go above you and experience what this actually looks like when we look at the process of the human being a manifester. So are you ready for that? Okay, I'm going to do the count to 10 again, because it seems to work quite nicely. Okay, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, what can you see? Feel?
Nothing yet. I'm just flying around with you.
Yeah, I've got like just a midnight blue space with kind of pinpricks of light everywhere. That's what I've got right now. So it's not quite the space that we know from the Hubble pictures or anything like that. It's just literally in that, like a symbolic version of it. Okay, so what we're going to do is kind of like a swimming maneuver. We're going to turn a little bit so we can look down at ourselves, a version of ourselves doing a manifestation, like what we just experienced literally just now. We're going to look down and see what that looks like when we are creating some beautiful vision of our planet, of our desire for it. Okay, you ready for that? kind of like
Mhm.
a duck down dive, basically. All right, we'll do just from a count of 3 to 0 because it helps just have a moment, I think. 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm just scanning the territory right now. I want to see what happens. I'm seeing like those super strings of thought kind of net, moving out from my particular visionary moment, one little moment of vision. And I'm just trying to investigate how that kind of moves out over the plane of the territory of Earth and how it creates itself into our manifested reality of 3, 4 dimensions. What are you experiencing, Carrie?
Mine's kind of wandering, trying to stay kind of empty and waiting for visions and stuff. So
Do you have a feeling, or is if I say if I hang on, I could ask you some questions. Would that be nice?
okay.
When was the last time you successfully changed your reality?
When I went up to Sedona.
Okay, go right there. Imagine it's a coordinate on a map, like a time zone map. And when I click my fingers, you're going to be there. You ready? Okay. Right. What did you just instantly experience? What was the first thing that came into your mind?
I landed my feet on the driveway, the road outside my apartment.
Okay. And how did you feel?
Ah, like that was a dream come true. Like, this is a great place to be. I'm happy and proud of myself.
I can see you lifting up your head with a smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look where I am. Woo.
Yeah. And the light is beautiful, isn't it? What gorgeous light. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Can we go now, because we have authority to move back and forth in time with this game? Can you now, you're going to locate the moment where you had that vision of doing and being that, of moving there. Okay, you
Ooh,
ready?
that was exciting.
Yeah, we're going to do 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to be there. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, what are you seeing and feeling there? For me, you're sitting writing somewhere. You're sitting quietly writing somewhere with a soft.
I'm feeling elated, the possibility that something I thought was previously impossible is absolutely, or could actually be possible. And the elation and joy of that, ooh, I get it.
And you've
Starts
got like
making
a
it
secret
happen.
smile on your face. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, there's a big smile on my face right now. I'm getting that the elation and the joy starts making it happen.
Okay, now we're going to go back a little further. Okay, I know, sorry. So you can
Okay.
carry on feeling it while I'm talking. Like, let me kind of talk over your beautiful feeling, keep the feeling. And we're going to go to the place where the seed of that idea was first implanted within your consciousness. So that, because this is the place where it's like, oh, it could be possible. I think it's possible. I think it's, you haven't done it yet. Okay. So you're investing in the possibility at this moment that you're in, this lovely, exciting, quickly with excitement and energy moment. And we're going to go back and have a look at the moment you seeded it. So something happened with you, something you read, saw, heard, someone told you, something you saw in a movie, whatever it was. There's going to be some moment that there was a seeded moment of that is a great and lovely, exciting idea. Okay, you ready? We're going to do it with a 3, 2, 1, or do you want to do a 10? How do you feel?
3, 2, 1.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, now. You have something. What do you have?
Well, this was way back when I was about 30. I was pregnant with my son. I was, I guess, 32. Sitting in Phoenix with my son's father. I don't know where I heard of the idea of Sedona. I don't remember that exact moment. but certainly we made plans to go there.
I got like a travel agent brochure. That was the only piece of information that I got. Like, those old
Oh God,
fashioned
maybe,
travel agent
maybe
brochures you used to get.
I don't
Or like,
remember where
a
I heard of
magazine or something
Sedona.
with pictures. Yeah.
I'd never heard of it till I moved to Phoenix,
Mm,
which is kind of strange,
mm, mm. Now let's
What
just
else do you want to
travel.
know?
No, it's just to kind of demonstrate this, because we're teaching at the same time, of course, as experiencing for ourselves. Let's kind of ride through time and go back to, come back to now. And you don't need to go there yet until I do the numbers. But we're going to see, what we're going to see is, oh, this is going to be fun. I like this. So in our now time of whatever it is, 12th of August, we are going to see now, you're not in Sedona at the moment, but you've had those experiences, you've had all that build up and the chain of experience, and you're going to see what the effect of those decisions and that manifestation is upon you now in your essence. Are you ready about that one? Do you like it?
So you're talking about right, I'm looking at right now the difference it made for me since the moment of the seeding when
Yeah,
30
yeah.
years ago.
Even though you're not
Oh,
in Sedona, we're going to jump back to now, and we're going
okay.
to experience, because we're still in this above place, you're literally going to see the effect of the inspiration, the manifesting, and the realization
Hmm.
as a three-pronged part, and therefore its influence, its spreading influence upon you and your life, your perspective, your growth, your evolution, your ascension. Yeah, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, beautiful. Because it's demonstrating the power of inspiration and not to disregard it, and it's also demonstrating the power of manifested thought, which is when you focus with love, excitement, and thrill on something. So we're just demonstrating this information that we need to thoroughly understand to create the reality that we wish to see and experience. So, okay, we'll just do 10, because I think it's fine just to sort of bring you, and by the time we get to the 0, you'll have a beautiful kind of whatever kind of experience. And let's take you back. Let's just get our soul rooms with us, floating above the earth, okay? Because the cool thing about the soul room is you've got all this stuff in it that can constantly change and manifest, and it gives you symbolic language to understand. Yeah. So we're going to just imagine that we've talked about them like kind of UFOs, like flying saucers. So it's sort of something like that. So when we get back to the now moment, you're going to have that around you too. Okay. But we're still disembodied from the earth currently, just so we can get this bigger picture experience. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, moving to now, 2, 1, here. Now go and have a look and see if you can find a map of some kind of a chart or a map or a screen where you can read off the impact of this. Or it might be manifested in an object or a message. Or your horse may come to tell you something. We met the horse yesterday.
My baby. Okay, so you want to know how it's affected me today? What I see? I've learned that I have a deeper connection with the earth than I previously thought by experiencing living there. That I can make dreams come true. That I can have the spirituality in my life that I desire and live that. I do feel like I got kind of thwarted there by having to move back, feeling that,
Have a look for a, like a message you've left yourself somewhere in your soul room to give yourself some information about that.
Mm. Well,
Because I saw a rose on a table.
uh,
Perhaps your mind is seeing it as a thwart, you see, and I suspect that there is we have all these parables, don't we, as sort of like, well, it's working out for the best, even if you don't know what it is yet. It's like there are no mistakes. It's just that's what had to happen. So in our mind, it's like, well, I had to do. But actually, there is a deeper, wider, broader sense. And because we're in this place where we can truly see down, you can just imagine that you're just wiping the windshield away from your earthly perception. Just sort of just roll that back for a moment and see if you can just put that to one side and see if you can see the actual effect of the knock-on effect and the building it's doing now. So in fact, let's go forward. Let's move forward in time. 5 months. You happy about moving forward 5 months in time?
yeah.
Okay, and I want you to see a photo album when you get there. Okay, and you're going to sit somewhere comfortable. Maybe it's in your beautiful throne in the light column in your soul room, or you decide where you're going to be sitting. But you're going to have a photo album in front of you, and we're going to go forward 5 months. Okay, get ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 now. Whoa. What can you experience in that photo album? You might need to flick through it a little bit. I got sepia photos of like a really old gentleman, in a kind of pose, like an Edwardian pose with the moustaches. I wonder if that's your great grandfather or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sort of like, here I am. Are you able to see anything? Because I created a tool for you, and it might be nicer if you find your own version.
Oh, what
It may be a sound,
when you said that, everything happens as it should, kind of idea, I thought, yes, I'm experiencing contrast, and that when you said the red rose, that I could come back at any time that I wanted. And I just started crying again. There's something about Sedona that just makes me cry with longing for it.
Now you're 5 months. You're 5 months in our future. Okay. So what are you seeing in this
I
book?
know, but I was overcome with this emotion and it was
I know.
overriding everything. So I got that and then I was looking in the picture book and just there were pictures of the beautiful Red Rock Mountains and water that I could be back there.
Okay, look out of the windows of your soul room. What do you see? You're 5 months in the future.
I'm seeing a landscape of the rocks of Sedona.
Yeah.
Kind of nearby, kind of like my home is there, and I'm looking out the windows. There's rocks surrounding me and blue sky.
Cacti. I can see cacti.
Oh,
Do you want to go outside and have a walk around?
yeah, I have to give myself full permission to let myself be there because there's this nagging voice in me saying, like, yeah, it's not going to happen or something like
Okay,
that.
okay, go. So go back to where you were sitting and that album, and on the first page, you're going to open it in a moment, and the clue is in there for that annoying feeling. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Open that first page.
It says, "Dear Carrie, yes, you can have this."
Yeah, and I got like a sort of like a mean kind of picture, like a, you know, you remember in the Wizard of Oz, it was kind of like the witchy kind of versions, like, no, who you want this, have this. Yes, I had a sort of quite a mean picture. Okay, is there just like because the Alice in Wonderland, we're using some of her skills. Is there on that page a little like a little, I had this amazing book and it had little envelopes and you could open the envelope on the pages and you could get a little secret message. Can you find one of those somewhere on that first page? It might be on the inside cover, behind, underneath the paper, or somewhere there's a little secret message in an envelope. Can you find it? And it's a little piece of information of how to do that.
Of how to
How to
what?
how to let yourself, because the message was
Oh,
let yourself do it, but it's like, well, yeah, but how? It could be one of
oh.
those cards that when you open it, it plays, you know, a happy birthday tune. It could be something like that. It could be a song that comes into your mind when you find it. My God, don't worry.
I'm just getting that, yes, the whole thing is possible. My little message said, yes, you can be here. You can have this. It said, oh, it said, are you kidding me? You really think that you're not gonna have this?
I got
Are
Bobby
you kidding
McFerrin, you know.
me?
Da, da,
You think
da,
we would
da, da,
tease you?
da, 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 da.
You think we would
Da,
tease you
da,
like
da,
this?
da.
Like holding
Da, da,
the
da, da.
carrot before you and dangling it there and then not letting you have it?
Yeah,
Are you
because
crazy?
it's you doing it. It's you doing it, isn't it? It's like, what would I be doing that to myself for? What? Am I into torture anymore? No, I put that behind in my past. I'm going to let myself do this now.
Yeah.
Do you want to look at anything more about that?
Hmm.
Hmm? Is there anything that needs to change in the world for you to be allowed to do that? Is there something we can envisage, go back to our present time, to our connected space between the source field and the earth field, so we could leave our space viewpoint and go back to our manifestation point? What would need to, you might find this answer again in that photo album, it's full of wonderful things. Is there anything specific that would need to change with our current earth for you to be able to be there in 5 months' time?
Look at you spinning the energy in for me.
Exciting.
Oh, you made me laugh. I am at this moment reconnecting with all the dreams I had up there. And I'm seeing that in my place of residence that I have meetings and I have people there, and it's what I want. You know, I created so many ideas like Snuggle in Sedona, where we could have, you know, the cuddle party, snuggle party type things, and where I could teach all of the things about merging there and
I'm seeing
introduce
this amazing Airbnb property that I know is in Sedona, which is carved in
ah,
rock. It's the most
yes.
amazing house, and it's like full of these huge windows out to the desert, and then they've got these glorious sort of hides and sheepskins and this sort of natural furniture. And I could just imagine it'd be amazing to conduct your workshop
Oh
in.
my gosh. I'm seeing now as you're thank you. 5 bedrooms, and people come, you know, that to stay in Sedona. They find me on Airbnb or whatever, and it's called Snuggle in Sedona. And
So
we
what
have that
needs to
there.
change in the world for this to happen? We got 5 months.
5 minutes, five
No,
months,
5 months.
5 months.
We do have five
Oh
minutes.
my goodness. What needs to change in the earth?
Yes, 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 yes,
I was going to say, well, I have to believe in myself and trust myself. The
yes,
earth, the
yes,
earth.
because that's
What
the
needs to
wider
change
field
in
from
the
which
earth?
we're pulling from, isn't it? Her manifestational field of possibility. So it's like when
Ugh.
people go back in time, they go and change a small thing so that the rest of the trajectory changes. It's that kind of thing we're looking at right now to enable
Wow.
your vision to become.
Wow.
Mm, yeah.
Well, you know,
Book.
my
It's in the
initial
book.
thought is always this money,
Okay,
you
look at the
know.
book. The book's got the answer. Just flick through it till you stop on.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Try not to think. Just let your fingers flick
okay,
the book
okay.
and then stop on it.
Mm.
Cool. And it could be money. It's just, it's got a specific thing.
Well, what I just got is write the story.
That's good. I got
Uh,
fanfare.
fanfic?
Yeah, fanfare. Like do-do-do-do,
Yeah,
do-do-do-do.
yeah, well, that's marketing.
Yeah, that's fun marketing.
But it's also letting everybody know it's there
Yeah. You
to
see,
have people.
you could make a really fun story of the story of manifesting it.
Mm,
You could even make a story of the manifestational power of couples coming together when they find the
oh,
polarity explosions of love, that part of that energy when they agree to do this process, that they also agree to donate some of that energy into this project. So it's like a kind of collaborative project of energy being released as you give them the information to release their hearts and their potential fields, which of course means their own manifestational properties. Then that they have this sort of, it's like part of the agreement that they, in their intention, they will and help on a level to enable your project to be. And it could just be that it's like a 5%. You could say, well, it's a 5% from the fee goes to that, or it could be an idea or connections, or it could be anything. But like it's built into the system, the exchange system, so that they feel they're participating in something, that their experience means and matters something. That's fun.
well, perhaps I want videos of people that have experience, that are either in the process of experiencing the techniques, or they're giving their testimonies, so that I can make them available to everybody. I think that'll be the deciding factor for people, is hearing what everyone is saying.
Yeah, but you could also, people love ownership. They love to be involved. They love to feel important.
Oh,
They love to feel important, to understand that their experience means something, not just to themselves. And we always validate ourselves through using somebody else as our mirror. That's why you and I working together, we get deeper and more, because we're witnessing each other's experience. So if you allow that to be part of the process, that guys, when we do this for you, it's going to be part of this project, and you can do this, this, or this to involve yourself. We've got less than a minute left. Whoops.
oh, well, thank
Maybe
you.
this is fun because I get to be a midwife, you see.
Man, I didn't expect this today.
Right, now we're still kind of floating around. Is there anything you would still like to get from that book and this experience? Because otherwise we're going to go down into our full connection of heaven and earth again, and then just resolve the end. Do you want to look through the book anymore, or just look around your soul in this elevated
Mm,
state? There's anything more you'd like to get?
mm. Well, my mind went to my grandchildren and how I wanted my son to visit me in Sedona with his wife, and
I got a piece of clothing, like this sort of iridescent sort of something. Like it was actually like an iridescent raincoat. I don't know why I got that, but I just got this sort of beautiful kind of iridescent
raincoat.
jacket.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So,
Nice.
here, take this. It's your magic. It's your magic. Put this magic on.
My Harry Potter cloak,
Yeah, well, I don't
whatever.
know. You decide what it may be, but it was like
My fairy star cloak.
yeah, because you give the sprinkles to everyone else, the glitter. So you give yourself like, oh, I'm going to put this on now, and I'm in manifesting mode. I'm in manifesting
Oh,
mode.
you know what I would do with 5 days with a couple to make sure they got this down pat. Oh, I would love that so much. And the comfort and convenience of being in my own place, and just being able
So,
to
so
take
this is
care
what
of
you
them.
do when you go into your manifesting sphere. That's why I was that the coat is an idea of just something to give yourself the permission of, now I'm in my manifestation phase. So I'm going to sit there and I'm going to think, or I'm going to record it spoken out loud, or I'm going to write it down, or I'm going to draw it. You decide when you're going into talking about, yes, I would like 5 couples, and you get very specific. You can't do that now because we run out of time. But give yourself a tool for the now I'm in manifestation mode, and bring it down from source energy. And we're going to go back. Okay, can you see? Just look around your soul room. Is there anything you can use for that?
Uh,
Is it just to put your
my
hand on your
magic
thoughts and
wand.
spirit? Okay, tell me what, have you got it?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Right, we're going to just fly down. Okay, and we'll find by the time we get to the 0, this time from the 10, we're going to be docked into then the earth field again. So you may feel that different kind of lower chakra energy again. And then we're just going to kind of wake up in a moment. Okay, right. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you drop back in earth.
Mm.
Yeah. Should we come back to now? Because we got to say goodbye.
Mm.
I'll count from 3, 3, 2, 1. Now.
No. Ding.
Quite gentle. Yeah, you know what?
That was quite a ride. What?
I saw a place like that years ago. You see, it's funny. So our idea paths will have crossed in the past. That's why there's no coincidence that we're friends. You know, we just got to see this. It was an image. It was like there should be a beautiful place where couples can come, have glorious sex together, where they are in love with each other, because the entire environment is all about loving them and restoring them on every level. And the entire environment is so prepared that way for every kind of possibility, like the glorious natural foods you could have available. You could have different, essential oils that you go, it's an entire beautiful, sumptuous sort of package that you go to experience to re-energize, reinvent, and reinvigorate your love. And turns out that you got that vision. So there we are.
And what I want is for them to be able to make love outside.
Oh, that's so important. So important.
All the beautiful stuff I put together for my Sedona package. And I thought, are you kidding me? I'm leaving this, and I look at the brochures and I'm like, I can't. Oh.
Yeah, so now,
but now you brought it all back.
Yeah, because you're going to do it in this lovely, beautiful state. You're going to do not put any pressure on yourself. You're just going to take it a joyous moment at a moment, one joyous moment, and you're going to inspire anyone you contact with the excitement and the joy, and they're going to be part of this, of enabling this because of their experience. It's going to mean something, not only to them. It's going to mean something. No one needs to see them or hear them, but what their experience, the fact that it happened and they came to you as clients, means that it's going to enable this beautiful energy to spread and become stronger and more available. You and I know when you have one experience, it's harder to tap back into it. You can, but if you have 3 times of having that experience, it's much easier to have the memory to recall it, to bring it, and then you don't need the help of a lovely carry by your side. So it's all about bringing in new and creating it into our dimensional existence so that it's now a new normal. That's what we're doing with every single aspect of. Yeah, very nice. I love you so much, and thank you for going on that lovely journey. I hope.
Thanks for taking me. Oh my goodness.
Now I have
that was a surprise.
For my work for children. That's going to be exciting. Thank you, and just treasure that and enjoy using all of that, because that was gorgeous.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Have a lovely afternoon. Bye.